Meet Sarah. She inherited $500,000 in January, spent $200,000 by March, and in April got a tax bill for $185,000 she couldn't pay. Sarah's story is not unique. 90% of people who receive sudden wealth make the same costly mistake in their first 90 days. In the next few minutes, here's what you're going to learn. I'm going to reveal 3 things that will protect your sudden wealth, the exact tax trap that costs windfall recipients millions every year, my 3-step framework that shields you from tax penalties and overpayment, the specific deadlines and percentages you need to know right now. Hi, my name is Tommy Cloud. I am president of Third Act Retirement Planning. It's a company that I started back in 2000. I'm a certified financial planner and qualified kingdom advisor. Here at TARP, we believe money should bring clarity and peace, not confusion and fear. Our why is to walk with people who've suddenly come into wealth, helping them move from overwhelm to confidence so they can make calm, informed decisions about their future and legacy. All right, let's talk about the tax trap and explain it. Here's what happens. You get sudden wealth, inheritance, lottery, settlement, whatever. You're excited. You start spending, but here's the problem. The IRS expects taxes paid as you earn, not at year end. If you don't make quarterly estimated payments, you full tax rates up to 37%. Underpayment penalties of 6 to 8% annually. And then, of course, the icing on top, don't forget the interest charges on top of that. And I want to talk about my 3-step framework for dealing with this. Number 1 is to pause and assess. We talk about that over and over again and how important that is. It's so wise just to pause. You've probably heard it before. Before spending a dollar, calculate your tax liability. Different windfalls have different rules. Lottery winnings, for example, are taxed as regular income, and 24% is withheld up front. Inheritances, usually tax-free to you, but selling inherited assets triggers capital gains if they increase or they don't have a step-up in basis. They almost always would have a step-up in basis. Then we talk about legal settlements. Physical injury settlements are tax-free, but punitive damages and lost wages are taxable. Finally, there's gifts. And gifts, they're tax-free to you, but the giver might owe tax. So you want to make sure that between those 4, you understand exactly how your money's taxed, which one best fits your situation. And then we move on to step 2, which is set aside your tax money. And here's your safety formula. For ordinary income windfalls, set aside 25 to even 50%, depending on your total income. For capital gains, set aside 15 to 25% for federal, plus your state rate, and always round up. Better safe than sorry. And again, this is to help you avoid penalties. This is not to try to say, oh, I don't want to get a refund. We believe in trying to get you as close as we can to where there's 0 owed and 0 due at the end of each of our clients' year. However, I'd rather get a refund than owe money, because owing money can result in penalties, and we certainly don't want that. Also, part of this is to step 3 is to make quarterly payments. The IRS wants taxes paid quarterly. Miss these dates and face penalties. April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, January 15th. Pay at least 90% of this year's tax or 100% of last year's tax. And that's 110% if your income was over $150,000. So do keep that in mind. So here's some pro tips here. Let me give you a tip. You can increase withholding from your regular paycheck instead of making estimated payments. The IRS treats withholding as if it was paid evenly throughout the year. So as we look at this, we want to go ahead and realize that sudden wealth should be a blessing, not a financial disaster. But without proper tax planning, you're gambling with your future. If you received or are expecting a large sum, don't navigate this alone. The tax code is complex, and one mistake can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. And that's not in penalties. That's just paying taxes that you didn't have to pay because you didn't make the right move. You didn't know what to do with them. I help people just like you protect and grow their sudden wealth. Click on the link to schedule your free windfall tax session. There's no obligation. There's no sales pitch. It's just a 20-minute short call. We'll review your specific situation and create a custom plan to minimize your taxes legally and keep more money in your pocket. Don't be a part of the 90% who learn this lesson the expensive way. Take action now. And if you like our video, go ahead and hit like, subscribe. We'll stay in the algorithm so you'll keep seeing our videos. And make a comment if you want, and we respond to those as well. And we'll see you on the next video.